First before the committee today, we've got HB 782. Senator Johnson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll go over the 782 as it stands right now, and then, Mr. Chair, we will have a friendly amendment from Senator Jarvis. Members, currently North Carolina is at a significant disadvantage with other states in attracting the film industry to our state. Charlotte and other areas of our beautiful state are highly sought after, but major hindrances exist. This bill will help rectify that issue. 782 will exempt temporary movie and TV sets from building code. Keep in mind these productions have safety officers on site. This is a common sense change that brings us more in line with the way other states handle this temporary use, while also allowing us to showcase North Carolina's beauties. Stand for any questions. There is an amendment.
Go. Go. Senator Adcock, you're recognized for a question for the bill sponsor.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Senator Johnson. Sure. So my question is, you went straight to the heart of it, the health and safety piece.
Sure.
You say they have on-site safety officers. Are those North Carolina officers, or are those employees that they bring with them from place to place? Just tell me a little bit more about that.
Mr. Chair. Thank you, Senator Adcock. Of course, health and safety is all of our concern. The way I understand it, these would be employed by the production companies, not necessarily North Carolina. It could be, I'm not sure, but the way it's been presented to me is these would be folks that have been contracted or employed by the production companies. And in many situations, these are industrial warehouses that are determined that are going to be used for converted to in the process of being converted to apartments or condos or something, but they're just not being used at this point in time. So they use this for storage facilities and other things, just to make sure that, but when they have to bring these up to code, it makes it cost prohibitive. And then there's an example right now where it's between Charlotte and Texas. And we're going to lose that opportunity if we don't address this. And we've seen this as a normal hindrance as we've been trying to get these productions, which brings occupancy taxes, sales tax, et cetera. So we see this as an economic development opportunity.
Follow up. Yes, thank you. So this more or less levels the playing field between this North Carolina and other states. Other states tend to do it this way as well.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senator Adcock, that's correct. So we're putting North Carolina more in line to give us an even playing field to compete. I personally think North Carolina is better than Texas. It's a more beautiful place, and folks want to come here, but this is a hindrance for us.
So it levels the levels the playing field from the business point of view without sacrificing the health and safety of everybody that's going to participate in these movie-making activities. Is that right?
Senator Adcock, that's the way I understand it, and that's the way it's been represented to me by the industry.
Okay,
yes,
thanks very much.
Thanks.
It's a great bill, Senator Adcock. Senator Jarvis, I believe you have an amendment for us today.
That's correct. Got an amendment. I believe it's before you.
Members, you should have the amendment in front of you. Senator Jarvis, you're recognized to explain the amendment.
Okay, the amendment today is in regard to radon. Today, currently, homeowners have no way of knowing whether they have someone testing their home for radon that actually is competent and perform the test as well as mediation to radon. And this simply directs DHHS that there's a couple different ways that it can be accredited. It directs them to provide rules and regulations on that process, whether they radon professionals can be certified. There is no national or state standard that ensures these certifications can be trusted. So the amendment fills this void by creating a simple, reliable, standard way by which radon companies can receive a state approval. And then also there's a third provision in the bill that directs, it just simply says evidence that a licensee has maintained a license in good standing under this article for the minimum of 15 years shall be accepted as experience for plumbing and heating qualifications.
Senator Jarvis, I can't tell if Senator Lowe has a problem with that amendment or he's good with the amendment.
No. Go ahead.
Is that a motion for approval of the amendment?
No, wait a minute. We got some more discussion.
Senator McInnes.
I'm reading, as the bill sponsor is giving the information, I'm sure he's going to probably answer my question, but the evidence that a licensee has maintained a license in good standing under this article for a minimum of 15 years shall be accepted as experience for plumbing and heating qualifications. Exactly what are the requirements, Senator Jarvis? I have heartburn when I hear we're putting long number of years out there for people to have experience. Yeah, I have heartburn, so talk me off the ledge if you don't mind.
So currently, you're required to have like an apprentice, or you have to work with a licensed electrician as a journeyman. And this would say if you've been in the business for that number of years, that you're automatically, that provision is waived so that you can qualify to take the test.
Follow up, Senator McInnes, you're recognized.
Is this just for radon, or
No.
is this for other things as related to
Senator
the
Jarvis.
testing of plumbing and heating qualification?
Senator Jarvis.
No, this is a separate provision that addresses the plumbing and heating qualifications to get a license.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there a motion? Senator Robinson?
Just a question, is your bill, Senator Jarvis? Yes. Yeah, just a question, and certainly we, Senator Lowe and I and everybody else want to make sure that the movie industry and all those others come back to North Carolina where we lost all this sometime. But we want people to be in safe environments. I just left Atlanta where my sister lives in Stone Mountain, and they're building a huge facility there. And they have to comply with the current laws in Georgia. So what is our department saying about compliance and regulations and all of that? Have you talked to them?
The portion of the amendment does not address the movie industry. That is in the original bill.
In their bill?
Yes.
Okay. I'll ask that to them. But are you the bill sponsor? No.
Is that a follow up, Senator Robinson?
Yes, follow up. Are you one of the bill sponsors?
No, ma'am, I'm running this
You're
amendment.
just the amender?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're looking to see if somebody wants to support the amendment. Senator McInnes.
Just back to the 15-year thing, is there, and I'm not throwing you amendment in the ditch, but just from the standpoint that, would 10 years do the same thing as 15 and
I got heartburn with that. I meant, I'll wait.
Sarah Lowe. Sarah Lowe, you have the floor.
Well, I meant, technology changes extremely fast. And when we start talking about 10 years, both I and Senator McInnes and some of the rest of us is in this room, 10 years, I don't know what kind of shape we're going to be in. Might as well tell the truth. But that gives me heart. If this radon thing is a serious issue, which I believe it is, well, 10 years, a lot of things can happen in 10 years. And if we're talking about licensure that lasts for 10 years, is that what I'm hearing? And that's the question.
Senator Jarvis, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There are two different provisions. The first provision is to do with the radon.
Right.
The third section is what addresses evidence that a licensee has maintained a license in good standing under the article for a minimum of 15 years shall be accepted as experience for plumbing or heating qualification. It's a totally different provision under a different article, under Article 87-21B.
Follow up.
Senator Lowe.
Personally, I think that's too long. That's just way too long. I think something should be done, but I think when we're getting into 2 generations, that's just too long.
Thank you, Senator Lowe. There's been a motion made by Senator Johnson to move forward with the amendment, and we'll continue having conversations as we get to the floor. So all in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes carry. The amendment is adopted and added to the bill before you. Senator Johnson.
Appreciate you accepting this friendly amendment, and I stand for any questions of the original bill as amended.
Any further questions? All right, I'm looking for a motion. All right, Senator Sawyer moves for a favorable report to House Bill 782 as amended to be rolled into a new committee substitute with a referral to rules unfavorable to the original bill. All in favor, please state by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Bill is adopted. Thank you.